So welcome to my thoughts on the Game Awards for 2022. It was kind of crazy, especially that ending. I'm still trying to understand that. We're going to get to that at the very end. I'll ask you guys, first of all, what did you think of this year's Game Awards? Was it the worst one ever? Was it the best one ever? Let me know in the comments down below. What was a highlight moment? What was a game that you thought should have won that didn't? There was a few of those. You know, for me, it starts off, and I gotta say, Geoff Keighley did a great job, hosting and all of that. It wasn't as long as all of the rest of them have been. There wasn't as many ads in there, which I did appreciate, but it still is a very, very long show to get through. And yes, I was just about to say that when it started, the King of Fighters 15 did not win the fighting game of the year. So for me personally, I was a little disappointed because that's the fighting game I've been playing the most this year, and one of the ones I think really deserves a little bit more recognition, but of course it did not win. And I've got all my notes right here. We're going to go through everything. I'm not going to go through every single award or every single game that was shown, just some highlights to me. So Street Fighter VI finally got a release date, and that's June 2nd, 2023. They showed a whole bunch of new characters being added in. We get DJ back, which is always cool to see. But I gotta say, my hype for Street Fighter VI is growing, and I like some of the features that they have in this game, some of the one-player stuff, because they certainly didn't have that in the beginning of Street Fighter V, so I'm happy that they're adding a little bit more into this release, and I gotta say, the new trailer got me excited. Okay, something that has to be mentioned, there's always those kind of cringy moments, and I'm telling you, I'm not saying it's easy to get on stage. I'd be going up there, I'd probably be pretty freaked out myself, but they call in Al Pacino. I was like, oh my God, Al Pacino is coming in. And I realized something. There's a lot of people in the chat saying he's drunk, where Al Pacino doesn't drink. He quit drinking a long time ago, unless he's picked it up again. But Al Pacino is just very, very old. And I think he was having a hard time reading the teleprompter. And so I don't hold anything against him. I love Al Pacino. He's my man. And I like the guy. So I was really rooting for him, but a lot of people were going, oh my God, he's lost it and all that. I mean, yeah, it was a bit cringy. I had to kind of walk away for a split second and all that. But you know what? He was doing the announcement for the voice actor of the year for, best character. So the voice actor of Kratos wins, and I thought this was quite exciting. I applauded. I thought this is the right choice. He gets on stage, and I'm very, very thrilled. And then he starts giving his speech, and the speech continues on, and the speech doesn't end, and the speech keeps going. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, he's still talking? And so I'm like, oh, I can't handle this. It's one of those awkward moments. You're like, oh my God, this Game Awards is on such a strict schedule. So I walked out of the room, did a few things, and then I came back, and he's still talking. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I sat down, and I was trying to surf, looking at something else. I was on Twitter for a bit, and I look back, and he's still there, and I'm like, and then they start playing the music, and it was just like, oh my God, dude, please, we're so thankful you got this award, and I understand it's your moment, but it went on for quite a bit of time, maybe a little too long. What did you guys think of that? Okay, there were some game announcements, some that looked pretty cool. Hades 2 was announced, and I looked at that and I was like, that looks great. It looks a lot like Hades, and Hades was a very interesting game. I enjoyed it, for sure. Very punishing, just doing the same thing over and over. Very, obviously a rogue like game. I enjoyed it, and this one looks more of the same, so you can't kind of go wrong, maybe, with Hades 2 coming up. Okay, this next game, I get no pleasure in saying this, looked really not good. And you know me, I don't really say that, like, this game looked pretty, it didn't inspire me, it didn't do anything for me. In fact, I was like, this has got to, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a dream sequence in the real game. And that's for Bayonetta Origins that they showed. I'm like, is this a real thing? Is this the real thing? I'm like, it's a real game. It's not a dream sequence. It's not a joke sequence. It's Bayonetta Origins, and it's coming out next year. And I'm like, I'm hard pass. I mean, it just not looked like my thing. It looks cutesy, and I'm not against cutesy games, but I'm like, really? Like, what is this? What did you guys think of Bayonetta Origins? Very lackluster to me. And from Respawn, Jedi Survivor is coming out, and I gotta say, I'm an old school Star Wars fan, and it did something for me. I was watching that trailer, and I'm like, Yep, sold. I'll be playing that game. There's no doubt about it and all of that. And that's coming out, I think, in March 2023. Looks beautiful. Like, I mean, the visuals look great. Very Star Warsy. I mean, giving you everything that you want in your fan service there and then some, but adding a lot of new characters as well. Okay, this next one kind of blew my mind. I did not see it coming. I honestly thought we were going to see, this is what I thought. I thought we were going to see Metal Gear Solid Remake on the PS5. Some of the rumors were saying that. We did not get that. We got something kind of the dead opposite in a way. We got DS2. What is DS2? It's another Hideo Kojima game. Is it Death Stranding 2? I don't know. I don't know if it is. I don't know quite what it is. It seems to be. It's all the same characters and kind of a theme going on there. But is Hideo Kojima trolling? Is he trolling? I mean, he's known to do this by showing you one thing, but the game is something else. And I'm guessing right now that the game is going to be something else. It looks so surreal. If it's just another Death Stranding game, well, that's interesting and cool, but I have a feeling it's going to be something a little bit more. What do you guys think? Do you think it's Death Stranding 2? Or do you think it's something brand new and this is a cover name for now? And he's trolling, you know, with the same BB unit stuff and all of that from the last one. And Norman Reedus. What do you think? I don't know what to make of it. I've got to go back and watch that trailer, but that was one of the exciting moments of this Game Awards. That was one thing I was like, what is going on? A trailer was shown for Diablo 4. And I kind of went like this. I love Diablo. Me and my wife loved playing the last game. Played it to death all the time. And so the new game is coming out in June 2023. And I will definitely be there playing that in the middle of summer. I can't wait. It looks like a lot of fun. Diablo is my jam. And Horizon Forbidden West gets some DLC. It seems it's called Burning Shores, and it's set in LA. And they got the big Hollywood sign going on in there. And it looks really, really nice. Looks really, really good for anybody out there who wants some new Forbidden West, DLC. That looks like it's coming next year. It looks really nice. Bayonetta 3 gets the best action game of the year. You know, I played quite a lot of it, and it's an over-the-top action game. And you know what? Sure, why not? Platinum deserves a little bit more love, and Bayonetta 3 is over the top. And I think that's why it is Action Game of the Year. It's not just doing one kind of formula, it's doing many kinds of things in there. It's an over-the-top action game, and it's got a lot of humor as well. And I think that's why it won Best Action Game. And Bandai Namco announces a new MMO called Blue Protocol, and it's coming in 2023. And I'm like, oh my god, it looks pretty good. And for me with MMOs, I've got to stay the heck away because I get really, really addicted to those games, and then I don't play anything else and I don't do anything else, and the game just becomes about that. Just going in, playing that for like 8 hours a day. I mean, I can't do that game nowadays. I can't do any MMOs, but I gotta say, the world building, the characters, looks really, really beautiful. Very anime, so of course I would like it. And they show a Mario movie clip, and I'm not going to show the footage because you never know when somebody's going to copyright claim you on a movie footage, because they always do that. I'll say this much, Chris Pratt, I mean, the performance there, I like Chris Pratt too, but as Mario, I'm still not a believer. I'm not a believer. Charles Martinet, all the way. Charles Martinet has been in this games room here. I've hung out with the guy. He's awesome, and he's the best voice of Mario. And he could have carried a whole movie. And I understand it's the total, Hollywood leading man to play that role, to get people into the seats. I understand that, but I'm still not buying it. But I will see the movie. For sure, but it doesn't feel exactly right. Something feels off about the decision. What do you guys think about that? Am I off base on that? I really feel that Charles Martinet should have done that role. Best music, God of War. I do agree there. That was one thing when I was playing the game. The music is just bellowing in the background and creating such an amazing atmosphere, and I think it absolutely deserves, music of the year. Best role-playing game. I was waiting for this one, the best role-playing game. What is it going to be? And they said Elden Ring, and I was like, you know what? that makes absolute sense. And I think it makes sense to a lot of people. It's a mesmerizingly, ridiculously huge, over-the-top game. And just for the pure work that they put into this game, I mean, it's mesmerizing. All of the details, it is crazy. Now, okay, I had an oh my god moment where I yelled at my screen. I was looking at my screen, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Because it was said it was from Bandai Namco and From Software, and then I see some mecha, and then I get shivers, and then I'm like, I know what this is. This is goddamn Armored Core. And yes, Armored Core 6 is coming in 2023. I could not believe it. I mean, just so you know, we were big fans of Armored Core on the PS1 and the PS2 back in the day. We actually would link two TVs together to play it on the PlayStation with the network adapter thing that it had. You could hook your systems up to each other in the back. We did that to play Armored Core versus each other back in the 90s, and we loved every second of it. And so Armored Core has gone very, very quiet over the years, and everybody keeps wondering, is it coming back? In fact, when they showed Front Mission, the remake, the original trailer, at I think a Nintendo Direct, I was like, at first I'm like, is this Armored Core? I even said that in my reaction. I'm like, is this Armored Core? And it was not. It was Front Mission at that point, but we've got Armored Core. I am telling you, this is up there as one of my most hyped games now. I can't even believe it's coming out, that they're working on it from Bandai Namco, From Software. What a dream. The big excitement of the Game Awards for me is this game. What did you guys think? Some of you out there will be like, what's Armored Core? Please go and look it up. It's a great series, big rich history, great mecha, classic game. Okay, they showed Final Fantasy XVI, a brand new trailer, and I gotta be honest with you, I've been staying away from trailers. I don't want to get too hyped. I don't want to get, too built up about it, because it's gonna be a little bit of time, where yes, it is gonna be a bit of time, but June 22nd, 2023, the game is officially coming out, and I watched it and I thought, my god, Final Fantasy sure has changed a lot since the olden days. Now it's really over-the-top, flashy, and ridiculous, and crazy, and action-oriented. I'm definitely old school in my turn-based, but I gotta say, it does look visually impressive. How is the gameplay? How is all that gonna come together? That remains to be seen. We've seen a lot of cinemas and just action things and all that, and so big flash all over the place. So I'm really wanting to say, okay, where's the world? Hopefully we have a big world map in there and a lot of exploration and stuff like that. I'm sure we will. Very looking forward to the game, but still don't know enough about it. Now here we go. This is the moment. The big moment that everybody waits for, the Game of the Year. And let's be honest here, we all knew what the Game of the Year would be, but we didn't know what was going to happen at the very end. And I just watched it, and I'm coming in front of the camera, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I'm getting shivers because it was so surreal and weird, and people are going to be talking about this one moment, I think, for a long time. So they announced, Game of the Year, all the games of the year up there, and the orchestra's playing, and that's all pretty cool and stuff like that. And then it comes time to announce the game, and of course, as I said, Elden Ring wins Game of the Year. So all of the Japanese developers get up on stage, and I'm very thrilled for them. I thought, what an honor. You work on a game like that, and then you come over to America and you win Game of the Year. That's awesome. What a thing. I mean, for Japanese developers who have done so many great things over the years, I really like to see that. And so I was thrilled as anything. I was just like smiling, kind of clapping, and I'm like, this is your moment. Enjoy. And so, it's kind of wrapping down, and I'm thinking, okay, that's it. And I'm getting ready to come over here. And all of a sudden, this is the thing that I still can't work out in my head. When they were talking, there was some kid on the stage, and I was thinking, oh, maybe it's somebody's son or some relation. I didn't know, and I'm not jumping to conclusions of thinking who that is. I didn't know. Then the Japanese director finishes talking, and then this kid grabs the microphone, says something about Bill Clinton, and then walks away, and I just did a double take. Like, what did he say? Did I get that right? Who is that kid? And I'm surmising this right now because I don't know that when the Japanese developers walked up on stage, this random kid walked up with them, and nobody seemed to notice. You know what I mean? There would be no security saying, "Hey, you can't come up." They don't know who each party is, and they're not going to security do people like that. So did this kid just get on stage, or was he a part of this party? I think it's purely random that this kid went up there. I don't think he's part of this Japanese party. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I do not understand what he said at the end. Something Bill Clinton and then something else. And I missed that point. So please let me know in the comments. I'm going to be going on Twitter after this and to find out what happened. It's just so ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous moment I've seen at the Game Awards, I think, ever. Ever. That is so weird and surreal, and I think everybody's like, what's going on stage? And very, very awkward, and very, it is entertaining because it's just so odd and just so strange. And live TV, you know, weird things can happen. Weird things have happened, it would seem. That's for sure. So guys, what was it like for the Game Awards for you this year? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it ugly? You know, for me, it was a little long, a little drawn out. I still think they can do this within 2 hours and all of that. I enjoyed it for like Armored Core and for Death Stranding 2, whatever that's gonna be. For those 2 moments, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. Armored Core, yes, that's great stuff. I can't wait to play that game again. That was like such a great mech game back in the day. I can't stress it enough. So, guys, I'll ask you, leave a comment down below. What do you think of this year's Game Awards? So, anyways, guys, until next time.